everyone, so today's video is going to be a review on a company called CPC Cosmetics, and I will link them in the description bar, cpccosmetics.com. And they sent me a couple of their products to try out, and this company is not really well known yet, so I'm sure this will be something interesting to watch. Might not be the best lighting, but I'm trying out different angles in my room, and my room's not that big, so there's not really many options. So first of all, what CPC Cosmetics is, you guys probably asking, they sell a variety of brushes. They also sell some makeup. They sent me some brushes to try out, and I'm just going to tell you guys what I think of them. So I'm going to go through the brushes, show you guys what they look like, and tell you guys what I think of them. And I'm gonna briefly tell you guys what I use each brushes for. Personally, I have never tried MAC brushes before, nor do I own any MAC brushes, so I can't really tell you guys how they compare to each other. But from my experience, these brushes are great quality in general. They're really good brushes, and the prices are very kind of reasonable. So I'm not going to tell you guys the prices here because that would take up too much time, but you can just check out their website and see for yourself. So the first brush is the CPC 134, and it's just a paddle brush. And by the way, the numbers that they are labeled as, they kind of correspond to the MAC brushes. So if it's like a CPC 34 brush, then it will most likely look like the MAC 134. So yeah, they're kind of like Sigma brushes, but not really. Yeah, and these are a lot cheaper than Sigma, and I've never tried Sigma, so I can't really tell you guys how they compare either. So this is just a paddle brush, and it's very fluffy, it's very soft. And what I use this brush for is to apply setting powder if I'm wearing tinted moisturizer or something, to apply my blush. I think I've showed this in a video, one of my videos. But yeah, I apply my blush with it, and sometimes I use it to apply my bronzer, like the 3 and the E. So that's what I use it for. This brush is very soft. I have no complaint about this brush except for the fact that when I wash it, it does run off, like some of the dye kind of runs off, and you get like black residue, you know, like when you wash it. The next brush is the 116. Sorry. This brush is a tiny powder brush, and it's soft as well. I don't really use it that much because it's not like, it's kind of too small to apply blush for some reason. But what I have used it for is to apply setting powder underneath my eyes, like my under eye circles, to set the concealer down there. I also use it to bring it to in my makeup bag for touch-ups when I get like oily during the day. So that's what I use this brush for. This is the CPC 187, and this is just what they call it, a skunk brush or a stippling brush, whatever you want to call it, a dual fiber brush. And this brush is a no-no. When you look at it, it looks like it could be a pretty nice brush, right? And I mean, it is a nice brush. It gets a job done, like when you're applying foundation. I mean, I don't wear foundation, but when I do, I use this kind of brush. And this brush, compared to my Coastal Scents stippling brushes, this one sheds like no other brushes. Like loads of hair just come out, and it's to the point where it's unbearable. And I mean, the brush is soft, and it applies, you know, face makeup evenly, but the only problem is that it sheds like crazy. And when I'm applying like foundation, the hair just gets everywhere, all over my face, and it's annoying. So I don't really use this brush. The next brush is the 168. This is like an angled brush, and I use this to contour my cheeks and to apply highlight. And then I have the 150, which is a smaller version of the 134, and this is just a powder brush, and I use it to apply powder. But I use the 134 more often because it's a lot bigger and it's a lot fluffier. Next brush is the 190, and I use this brush to apply all kinds of things. I use it to apply my face primer, foundation if I'm wearing it, tinted moisturizer, and concealer. This is a perfect brush if you're like blending out your concealer underneath here, because the brush is dense enough to kind of like do short strokes, and it blends out your concealer without making it streaky. This brush is the 129, which is the tiniest face brush out of the powder brushes, and it just looks like that. And I use this to apply highlight right there, which I don't really do that often just because my face is already kind of oily enough, so I don't really need any more highlighter. It's a nice brush, but I don't really use it that much, so it's not like a must-have for me. This is the 191, like a rare brush because I've never really seen this kind of brush before, but on the brochure it says that it's supposed to be a foundation brush. I've used it once, and that was to apply a concealer like in the creases of my nose. You see how it just kind of bounces back? That's how you could tell whether the brush is dense or not. But yeah, I mean, this brush is good for the one time that I've used it. And the last face brush is my favorite one out of all of them, and this is the 182, which is the Kabuki brush. If you were to get like one face brush from their website, I would definitely recommend the Kabuki brush, because this will probably be the most versatile brush you'll ever own, and it's also probably one of the softest one you'll ever own. It's so soft. And if you were thinking about getting the MAC 182, which is like $50, I would suggest you ordering this one just to see how you like this one, and if for some reason you really like it, maybe this could replace your MAC 182 that you never had, because it's just a very soft brush, and you could use it to apply powder, blush, bronzer. This last one is the 194, and this is a concealer brush. I know it's tiny, but I like to use this to kind of conceal little spots that are kind of hard and tricky to conceal. Like if you have a little, blemish that you need to cover, but it's like, a small one, you could just kind of dab it on there, and this brush gets the job done. It's a synthetic brush, and it's really nice. Alright, now I'm going to go through the eye brushes. The first one is a 217, and if you guys were wondering why I have those little pink ends, I just got bored and I decided to paint them pink. I don't know, maybe I'll do my face brushes too, I don't know. But yeah, this is a 217. This is just like a fluffy white hair brush, and I think out of all the brushes, this is my favorite one. It does everything for you. It gets color into the lid, crease, outer corner, highlight, and inner corner. So very, very, very good brush. Next brush is a 224, and it's the same concept as this brush, except it's a lot bigger and more dense and tapered. And I use this brush to buff out my concealer. You also seen that in my October favorites video. Very soft. I would say that the black haired one is softer than the white hair. I don't know why. Okay, the next brush is the 222, and this is the same thing as the 224, and it's just a lot smaller, and it's white. And I use this to apply crease color, outer V. I'm not wearing any eyeshadow today, but that's what I use it for. Very, very good brush. I mean, it's not the softest brush, but it does get the job done. It's not like harsh either, so yes. The next brush is a 239, which is also one of my favorites. It's just a flat shader brush. There you go. A flat shader brush, and it applies a lid color perfectly. It's the perfect size for your lid, Yeah, give it 252, which is the bigger version of the 242 from MAC. This is a synthetic brush. It's the same concept as the flat shader brush, but it's a lot more, it's wider and it's thinner. I also use this to apply lid color, and sometimes I use it to apply my paint pot. And I have the CPC 2775, which is an angled eyeshadow brush, and I use it to highlight, and that's basically what I use it for, because this is like the perfect shape for that. I don't really highlight that often, so yeah, I don't really use this brush that much, so it's not like a must-have for me, but it is very soft. This is a 266, and this is an angled eyeliner brush. I don't really use it as an eyeliner brush though, because it's not thin enough for like applying gel liner, so it doesn't give you a precise line. But what I use it for is to apply to do my eyebrows, and I use like the e.l.f. eyebrow kit or something like that, and I will probably do a separate video on that. But yeah, I use it for that, and this is the perfect size for my eyebrows because my eyebrows are pretty thin. This one is a 231, which is like a tiny little, I don't know what to call it. It's like a tiny little brush, and it's so tiny you can barely see it, but I use it to apply color in the inner corner. Like I would take a champagne color or something and can just highlight the area right here to brighten up my eyes. The last brush is a 209, and oh my gosh, this brush I freaking love. It looks like a lip brush. I've never really used it as a lip brush before, but you can. What I use it for is to apply my gel liner, and the tip is very, very pointy and very skinny, so you kind of have full control of what you're applying and you know how you want your line to look like, so you get a precise line with this brush. So I really like that, and I use it with my Coastal Scents gel liner in black. CPC brushes are a go, meaning I recommend them. You guys know I love this kabuki brush so much, and I mean, once you have this, you don't really have to get like a blush brush and a bronzer brush, because this is like a 3-in-1 brush. You can apply your blush with it, and you can also apply bronzer. This brush, because if you want like one of those eyeliner fanatic like me, this will give you the most precise looking line ever, especially if you like doing the winged eyeliner look. So this is a nice brush for that. This brush, just because it's very versatile, and if you like wearing eyeshadows and you like doing, you know, the 3 colors, like the crease color, the lid color, and blah blah blah, this is a good brush for that because it just applies it all with one brush. And the last one is a 224, because if you wear concealer, this will be a perfect brush to kind of buff it out and make it look natural and less cakey. So yeah, that was my review for CPC brushes. I think you guys should definitely check out their website. Even if you're not interested in buying brushes, maybe after looking at the website, you'll probably be convinced into buying brushes. Order is over $69. Get a free kabuki brush, so that's really nice. And the kabuki brush itself, I think it's $18 if I'm not mistaken. It might be $16, I'm not sure. Their company is located in Hong Kong, so if you are ordering from the US, it might take a while because the products took about 2 weeks to get here, but I mean, that's reasonable for, you know, having something shipped from Hong Kong all the way from the other side of the world, so it's reasonable. And as for customer service, they might take a while to reply back due to like the time difference, because you know, when it's like nighttime here, it's daytime there, and vice versa. So it might take a couple of days for them to respond back. Well, most of them are worth the price, and I definitely think you guys should check them out. They look the same as MAC brushes from far away. I mean, if I were to just go like this to you guys, you would think that they're MAC brushes, right? Yeah, so that was it, and I hope this video wasn't too long for you guys, because normally I don't like watching long videos unless it's something really interesting. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye!